Stoneham-Judge, here to host conversation about what's new and relevant in film with my friends who are movie fans. Well, who can say if we've been changed for the better? But regardless of feelings about the film, I do believe that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande have changed the world for good with Wicked for Good, bringing this cinematic rendition of one of the most beloved Broadway musicals to a close. But is this the finale that Wicked fans and audiences deserve? Well, I have so many friends, and two of them have joined me to discuss this very topic and work our way through a bracket later. So, joining me in this episode, film critic at NerdBot and For Real co-producer, Derek Murray.
Hello, everyone.
And also film critic at Movie Scene Canada and avid music theater fan, Darren Zakus.
Hello, couldn't be happier to be here.
There it is.
I'm happy. Couldn't be happier that you made that couldn't be happier reference.
Yes.
Guys, welcome. Look, this is the event of the season. Wicked for Good. An epic conclusion and something that a lot of people, all of us included, have been really looking forward to. So we have a lot to talk about. I'm really excited about that. But for listeners, thank you for tuning in. This will be a spoiler conversation. So if you have not seen Wicked for Good yet, bookmark this episode and come back to it after you've seen it. There are spoilers. I found out because because I am not familiar with the play, and so I got to experience this finale for the first time here with Wicked for Good, and we'll jump right into that. So I guess I want to start there, guys. What's your experience with Wicked? I think both of you are pretty familiar with the play.
Understatement.
You guys practically star in it when it comes into town, and you're there when it comes out.
Yeah, I will. So Darren has me beat, but I have seen the Broadway show at least 3 times.
Mm-hmm. I also want to know I think a great place to start here is our thoughts about the first Wicked, because I know for me, a lot of my thoughts between the movies are going to cross a little bit. So let's talk about the first Wicked, Wicked Part 1, the movie, and start there. Darren, how did you feel about Wicked Part 1?
So to fully understand what Part 1 actually meant to me, like, I have been a Wicked fan since the early days of YouTube, where Broadway clips started appearing online before, the show had done its touring production, because in Canada, we never get anything on time. It opened on Broadway, 2003, 2004. We finally got in Vancouver in 2012. It took a while to get here, but I listened to the cast recording endlessly. I've seen it live 8 times now. So when that movie came out, and years and years of it being in pre-production, and I kept going, this movie does not exist, because there were so many release dates that came and went by without a single even casting announcement. The fact that they made this movie was huge. And from the second the opening scene of the first movie hit, as Ariana is belting out those high falsetto notes in No One Mourns the Wicked, which none of us realized she could do like that, I was just blown away and went, oh yeah, this is already my favorite movie of the year. And then we finally got to the conclusion with Defying Gravity, and I was a blubbery mess. And that was the happy film. So yeah.
Very, very good points there. Derek, how about you? What were your thoughts on the first Wicked?
Yeah, so I've been a big fan of the show. Obviously, like I said, I've seen it 3 times. I love the music, and I grew up in musical theater, and so musical theater and theater, all those things are things that I really enjoy. And so I was very curiously optimistic about the first one, and it ended up really, really working for me. I enjoyed the hell out of Wicked. I too think that Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are simply phenomenal, and they have gigantic shoes to fill, because those roles, not just the roles themselves being iconic, but the people who originally played them are now basically goddesses among the rest of us. You know what I mean? So just watching those two be able to not just step in and fill those shoes, but do just certain things to kind of make the roles their own and not just be a straight up imitation of their stage counterparts. I thought that to be absolutely fascinating. I have some very similar gripes about Wicked that I do in Wicked for Good. I think they're greatly exacerbated in Wicked for Good because they don't have things like popular Defying Gravity, ballroom scene, like Dancing Through Life, like all of these iconic songs that we kind of know and love. The second act has always had that. And so there's always a bit of a downgrade there. But overall, Wicked was one of my favorite films of the year. It's relatively low on my list, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I was very much hoping that this second act would be able to carry it through, and the second film would be able to carry it through. And we can talk about why it didn't.
Oh no, you're already triggering Darren.
I know.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Funny message back and forth a little bit, so he knows.
We know. It's all good. It's all good. We're to agree to disagree.
I don't know. I think this makes for great conversation. So don't agree to disagree. Just disagree.
No.
No. So Wicked Part 1. I just kind of mentioned. I know of Wicked, but I've never seen the play. I didn't really know a lot about the story, and Derek knows. I've spent this last year trying so hard to piece together exactly how Wicked ties into the Wizard of Oz. There's so many things that just seem to be inconsistent. I don't understand. And so one of the prerequisites for how I would feel about about Part 2, having not seen the play, is like, okay, you have a lot of dots to connect. We'll get there, but like as far as Part 1 on its own, it's great. I mean, I have not stopped listening to that soundtrack. My husband, it's a great background movie that he puts on and when he's cleaning and then stops cleaning to sit down and watch it, kind of one of those movies. It's so great with how entertaining it is, with the performances. I think my biggest gripe with it is that I think they tried to make it too cinematic. I know that converting from stage play to film gives you a lot more opportunity to be a lot more expressive and to really bring this world to life. But I think that there are times when it feels bloated. It feels like you're really trying here. Defying Gravity. I remember the first time I saw Defying Gravity in Part 1, and I'm just like, can y'all just play the song? Can we like stop with the B-roll of the broom and the jumping, and like it looks cool, but this song is dope and you keep stopping it. Like I just want to watch the song.
To your cinematic point, they absolutely had to give her Miles Morales moment. And I remember when that happened in the theater and I audibly groaned, even though I was like totally into it. I was like, oh my God, this is a wake up danger moment in Wicked. What is happening?
They're making you wait for that high note. They're making you
I know. And it was a little bit too apparent because it was just so much stopping and going. And even when she gets to the chant at the end, to conclude the song, they really build it up. They have the shots of everyone in slow motion, and it's just like, just hit the note. Just get there, So I like listening to Defying Gravity on the album. Oh yeah, and then her falling and seeing her reflection. Like again, cinematically, I get why you did that, but for flow and pacing, I'm just like, guys, I just want to watch. I just want to watch this song play out. Okay. I was also particularly upset. I have a lot more gripes than I intended. I was particularly upset.
Here's what I'll say though. Whatever gripes you have about Wicked Part 1, they are infinitely worse in Wicked Part 2.
You are right about that.
Wicked Part 2 does not have Defying Gravity to cover up whatever your issues are.
It has for good. It's wonderful.
It has for good.
Yeah.
Yes, that
no
is
good
true.
deed, and that's it.
I think
there's some other bangers. Come on. As long as you're mine. Come on.
We're gonna get to that. So there was another thing that really got me annoyed. So in all of the promo material leading up to Wicked Part 1, there was this really awesome behind the scenes shot where Cynthia Erivo falls and then she stops and she turns and flies upward. Oh my God, that shot was so cool. I was like, I cannot wait to get to that shot in the movie. And when it happens in the movie, of course, her falling and seeing the reflection, it's just a CGI. It's a wide shot of her CGI flying away. And I'm like, who made that decision? Like that was such a cool shot. It was infinitely done better in post-production or in the behind the scenes. But so little ticky-tack things like that. I'm not going to call these major gripes, just like little things that only I would care about. Really, ultimately, I think for the general public, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. The music is infectious. You can't like it earworms. I've spent a year not getting that music out of my head. And so ultimately that I think that is the point of part one, setting the foundation, having this great music, making it a fun time, and then of course Defying Gravity ushers in kind of a more darker film that is to come in part two. So that was long-winded. I like part one, I promise, I swear.
No, listen,
my pitchforks over here.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Wicked. Listen, I cried the first time I saw it. Like it made me audibly sob. I cheered for The Wizard and I. Like because that's really like the first time you get to see Erivo go off.
Yeah.
And as soon as that scene ended, I was like, oh, we're back, baby. Like this is we're gonna be fine. Like she literally just threw us on her shoulders and was like, I got you. I'm gonna carry this whole movie to the end.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, and I mean their little ballroom dance sequence, which I think is probably one of the best sequences in the movie. Yeah. That I wrecked my heart. Like I still, even when I watch it now, I still get a little choked up. Yeah. So there are some incredible moments in Wicked, and you don't feel the blow as much because there's actually just a lot more that happens in Wicked, both in the stage show and in this one. So it does feel like everything breathes a little bit more. I will say I agree with you. The end sequence when they just cut it up is just like, we get it. Like, please stop. But also, and this will tie into kind of some of my critiques for Wicked for Good, because I think they're even worse. This is probably one of the worst lit movies I've ever seen in my life. Like the cinematography choices here just absolutely drive me bonkers, and they are even worse in Wicked for Good. And it's not normally something that bothers me too much. I mean, obviously I look at it, but it's just you are this. Okay, so we'll talk about production design, and then when we'll move into Wicked for Good, I'll get into some things that really piss me off. But in Wicked, like kind of like what you were talking about, right? So I think of like the Dancing for Life sequence, right, which is just incredible the way that it is filmed, right? The way that it moves around, where he places the camera, and you built this actual revolving bookshelf. And you have actual dancers that did it in one take, and it looks fucking horrible on screen. Like you just put this ugly backlighting on it, and then you just put this disgusting digital overlay over it to the point where none of the hard work that you did in this production design even looks like it exists. Like at that point, just make it all CGI, because now I can't tell the difference, and it is so frustrating, and it happens time and time again in Wicked, and it irritates the hell out of me. And it is worse than Wicked for Good. Wicked for Good is probably just visually, it is offensive. I'm sorry, but it is.
Darren, do you want to defend Wicked before we move on to part two?
Like the lighting choices, I get the complaints. What they've said they were going for in interviews, they're like they want to get the light of Galinda, the darkness of the characters. I'm like, that's an interesting take, but it doesn't quite work. But also, I don't fucking care. You can throw every complaint about this movie. I do not fucking care. I saw the first Wicked 15 times in theaters. We'll be seeing it for number 16 tomorrow, the double feature, and I do not care. It is everything I wanted. And like the Defying Gravity, chopping it up, sure, I can see where you're coming from, but I think like it's such a different way when you're doing that, specifically that scene in the movie versus on the stage show. Like the stage show, that comes about the hour and 15-minute mark. It's a little chopped up on the stage show too, not as much as the movie, but it's the big act one finale. So those actors have been out there for an hour and 20 minutes, just belting it out. They're raising Elphaba up into the ceiling of the stage, and her cloak's going, and the lights cut to black, and it has to end because they have to get you in and out in that 2 hour and 40-minute window with their intermission. In the movie, you really have the ability to kind of explore the characters more. explore what this moment means to Elphaba, which is why you're seeing that little girl version of her drop. Like, they're able to do a lot more that you can't do on the stage show, which I get it, but also it works for what they're trying to do, is not making this the stage show, making it more cinematic.
Yeah. I think to your point, Darren, I think it works better in Wicked than it does in Wicked for Good, because in Wicked, it's not just that act is, I mean, this is just truthfully, this is a musical theater problem, just kind of across the board, where most musical, particularly your favorites, most of them are act one front loaded. They end with one of the best songs in the show, and then you get into act two, and you're like, okay, let's get out of here, guys. Let's wrap this baby
and you're
up.
always like, oh, act two, great. It's only an hour. This is perfect. We're getting done quickly.
So when you take a show, but if you take a 2 hour and 15-minute show, and an hour and 15 minutes of that is act one, and then you kind of stretch it out to be just over 2 hours, that bloat and padding doesn't feel as aggressive, and it doesn't feel as padded, right? You're just like, oh, okay, we're just letting things breathe. We're a lot, I gave a lot of shit to Dancing for Life, but aside from just how it like looks visually, their ability to be able to move the camera around and do a lot more with how much vibrancy they can add to the song, that to me is what you should be doing. If you're going to extend it out, because at that point you're only adding like a minute, but it's not like adding an additional line. You're not adding a needless character. You're not adding a song no one's going to remember. All you're doing is...
More on that later.
More on that later.
I'm getting my shots in now, guys.
Oh, no. I did get that one.
So you don't feel it as much in the original Wicked, which is why, like, sure, I can have those complaints and gripes, but at the end of the day, you still end on Defying Gravity. Like, no matter how you get there, you still end on the note and Elphaba flying. Like, there's still a good for her girl moment that you get at the end of the show. So whatever gripes you might have, they're all kind of forgiven in that one. And going to Wicked for Good, like, it doesn't have that. And so all of those things just immeasurably get higher and worse on a viewing. So
I love having my theater movie boys. I love this.
You did this on purpose.
This makes me so happy. Let's go ahead and transition. We've mentioned Wicked for Good a couple times. It's kind of hard to talk about one without the other. So let's go ahead and dive into our conversation about Wicked for Good. And I think I want to make this transition with the one constant that I think we all can agree had stretched from the first one to the second one, and that was the performances from Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Darren, you mentioned when Wicked first, when we first saw Ariana like perform in Wicked, how we just didn't know that she was capable of that. We know her as a pop star, we know her as a performer, and suddenly she's just this like opera person now. Like she can hit those notes. It was a surprise, and she just held on to that magic like for the whole character and all of Wicked, and even more in Wicked for Good. I was floored when she did Couldn't Be Happier. Like that was the song that just like turned on the movie for me. And I just was so impressed. So and of course Cynthia Erivo does a really great job as well with her songs, and the two of them on screen, incredible. Darren, let's start with you. Tell me more about your thoughts on these performances and how you felt they were going from part one into part two.
Well, I think the two of them just together as the performances, like they are probably one of the best pairings of actors that we've had in a long time on screen. Like the magic that they're able to capture in these small moments is just infectious. Like you can not help but feel for everything their characters are going through this movie, because they go through a lot. Like the first Wicked is, oh, here are the characters. Look, we're not friends. Now we're friends. Everyone's happy. Sure, the wizard's a little crazy. Defying Gravity, the end. It's pretty happy. Wicked for Good is the dark, depressing, emotional conclusion where they're all dealing with every choice they made in the first movie and how it's pretty much fucked up their friendship. And having to work through all that.
Totally. You guys should have seen me in the theater. We were talking about spoilers. Let me tell you something. When when Fierro switched sides, I literally said, "Oh, this is messy."
Wicked is the messiest love, whatever it is, because you've got five people in this complicated relationship, and
I don't even know what shape to call it. There is a love triangle.
It's
There's
like two triangles
triangles
intersecting, and yeah.
Like, that was wild. He switched sides, and I'm like, I did not see that coming.
And then sleeps with her 2 minutes later.
My husband had a statement about that. He's like, wait, he's gonna sleep with her in his wedding clothes from someone else? Like, dang, bro,
messy, bro.
Messy. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Derrick, what about you? How do you feel about the performances from Cynthia and Ariana in this in going from part 1 to part 2?
Yeah, I think if Wicked for Good has any strengths that it carries over, it is these two women. I think that they are miles above the material that they're given. And to Darren's point, on screen, like, you just won't find a better pairing. They are just so good together, and it's absolutely unbelievable what they're able to do with these characters. And even speaking as someone, kind of from Darren's point too, where like, yeah, I've seen these characters interact a lot, right? Countless times. And these two are they could do this forever. They are so good, so good together that even when those things are getting really messy, and I think Jon M Chu kind of gets in the way of his own project. And I think he kind of skews some of the things and some of the themes that you would get from the stage show that just don't translate well onto screen in some of the decisions that he makes. Both Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are 100% innocent. And any complaint that I have as we continue this conversation, just know that I hold neither one of those two women responsible at all. Michelle Yeoh, okay, well, that's a different story. We have a different conversation about that. But
we can go into that.
Jesus. Yeah, but no, these two, they carry over. They don't miss a beat. They are probably the two through lines and the two characters that you feel really do connect the two movies. Obviously, obviously they share a lot in their story, but it's these women that are really kind of throwing everything on their shoulders and being like, no, our companionship, our messy friendship, what we do is we go through these things from the consequences of our choices. All of that is going to come through in what we can do together. And you really believe them in the end. And I think that's probably the true magic that exists in these movies are those two women, for sure.
And did you guys see the interview that Jon gave yesterday about that shot after For Good when they're at the door? Did you see that?
Oh my God! No, I didn't. But I can't handle that door.
Scripted. That wasn't scripted. They were done what they were supposed to do, and they were just at that door, just feeling that moment. And Jon just kept the camera going. And then the studio went, "I think this is the moment we cut." And he went, "This is the story. This scene is everything. You let that moment live." Because
my heart when that door closed and they're on both sides, I couldn't.
No,
like, this is torture, but it's so good. It is like just so authentic and so like real. My goodness, it was that moment, like, just like, like locked the movie in for me. I leave positive from this movie. A lot of that has to do with that moment. I think that their performances are great. And it's great. I'm reflecting back on that moment. But I think you're right. It is really in the times that Cynthia and Ariana are on screen that the movie is the most magnetic. When it's not about their friendship, I kind of tune out a little bit. But anytime they're on screen and the friendship is like the core of the conflict, I was so invested into it, and it makes all those moments at the end mean so much. The door scene, of course, and when that last shot happens, I'm like, I see what you did there, and that was brilliant.
We're not going to say I
Brilliant.
didn't fall to my seat crying at that shot.
Brilliant way to end this movie. And I remember thinking in the first Wicked, like, I don't understand why they have this like field scene. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here,
We're all
because
wondering. Then they flash back to the beginning of this and like, cool, the field scene, like whatever.
Right, I
Like
still don't know what's going
that
on.
was cut last time. Like, what are we doing? And then they did that. I'm like, I now forgive them for every choice about the post because they fucking did it, and I am a puddle after having to sit through the finale, which always breaks me on the stage show. It's like, yeah, cool, we just did that and then loaded that one on top.
Yeah, look, people, I see a lot of reels and short videos, like, just, you know, kind of poking fun at Cynthia and Ariana and their press, the press interviews, and I'm like, y'all, let them have their friendship. let them live this out, okay? Just live vicariously through how pure this is, and you know, if you're making fun of it, then you're just jealous. That's all. Derrick, I know you want to talk about the technical components of the movie, so actually, do we want to say anything? I totally skipped over side characters, like the supporting characters. Do we have anything to say about Jonathan Bailey? Because I know everyone, you know, is all heartthrobby over him.
Cool. I'm sorry, but like I am so over this whole like, oh my god, they're hot, therefore this is the greatest movie ever made. I really need people to just have a little bit more of a critical eye. And that is not a knock on Jonathan Bailey, because he is incredibly talented. He is a great performer. He's great as Fiyero, but like, him being shirtless does not immediately make for good a 5-star banger. And I need everybody to calm the fuck down.
I agree. I agree. And this comes from, I actually fan cast Jonathan Bailey to be in this movie. And if I'd put that online, I'd be like, where's my royalty check, Jon Chu? But I saw him live in the West End back in 2018 as Wicked was supposed to be coming out in 2019. Like, well, if they want to do this now and actually make that release date, which they wouldn't have anyways, but I'm like, you know what? This guy's right here. Yeah. He's just belting it out. He won a freaking Olivier Award for that performance. I'm like, literally, Fiyero. And then he pops up on my screen in Bridgerton. I'm like, that guy, right? Bridgerton blows up. And then, like, months later, they're like, Fiyero. I'm like, fucking called it. Damn it. I didn't post that somewhere.
No, he's excellent. Incredible. And he's going to have a very, very wonderful career. Yeah. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. Like, he's a true threat. He looks good on camera. Like, I'm not taking anything away from his hotness. He's the sexiest man alive, and like let him have it. Like, it's perfectly fine, but that does not make for a good movie. And I just need everybody to calm down just a little bit. Movie.
It's already good.
No, he's good. He's perfectly fine. I think the rest of the supporting cast gets a little lost. I think that Michelle Yeoh is so wildly miscast as Miss Marvel. Like, I love her. I love her with my whole heart. She is so talented and so good. She is awful in this movie. Just absolutely awful. No, she is so terrible. She feels wooden. She feels like she's just reading lines. She clearly doesn't understand what's happening.
So I said that in Wicked Part 1. You know, the biggest crime in Part 1 is I love The Wizard and I, but I hate it on the album because it starts with Michelle Yeoh. Mm-hmm. And I have to skip it every time because it's like, you don't fit this role and it just doesn't sound right. You're not delivering it in a way that I care about. Can we just cut the first 30 seconds of this song off, make it an interlude so that I can just get to the Wizard and I, that song, because it's incredible, great song. But then there's Michelle Yeoh on there that I have to just like skip over.
Yeah, she's all wrong for the role. I even think Jeff Goldblum is slightly wrong for the role a little bit. Mm-hmm. I don't have nearly as many issues with him as I do with Michelle Yeoh. I just think she is just wrong for the part. I don't think it has any knock on her talent. I just that the performer and the part typically need to match, and when they don't, it becomes very obvious. And I would blame the part, not her. And I think there's a little, I don't know. There's some unchanging and this might get into a little bit more of like story choices and kind of just directorial choices. But I feel like there's not a whole lot of carryover from. I think he's fine in Wicked, and then in Wicked for Good, there's nothing else for him to do here. And Jeff Goldblum is just Goldbluming all over the screen, and there's nothing else there, right? And so it's just kind of like, okay, we're all supposed to be going through some changes, like we're all supposed to be developing in some way. And even though the wizard is the same person as always, like there should be something, right? Like there should be something that changes in him, even if it's for the worst, like even if it's not for good. And it doesn't. He's just Jeff Goldblum, and it's like, okay, all right, fine.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Michelle or Jeff?
Like, I love them both. Yeah. Like Michelle, minus her singing, but she told Jon, she's like, Jon, I don't sing. This is a musical. What are you thinking? But like, I think it's really interesting in this kind of political discussion that the second film gets into, that the wizard is the figurehead who's just been dropped in Oz and put up on this pedestal by this powerful group of individuals. And you have Michelle Yeoh there just pulling the strings, and like the wizard is fully broken at one point in this movie when Dorothy and everyone shows up, which is like, no, I'm done. She's like, fucking get out there. Like, we are killing this witch. And she's just gunning for her. I'm like, let's go. And then that moment where she's like pushing Glinda over pretty much into the pile of propaganda that she's been making. I'm like, damn, Michelle, let's go.
Did you feel like that was communicated at all though? That like because I left Wicked for Good feeling like I didn't fully understand what her motivations were and why she was so like diehard about all the changes in Oz, because a lot of them are coming from the wizard. Like it is the wizard's grand plan of how he's taking our own socio-political hierarchies and transponding them onto Oz. And so I never really understand, and I don't know if that's just the character, the way it's written.
I think it's a bit of the character and how it's written, because like you get that in the stage show, and I don't find the character as effective on the stage show, because the stage show she's a lot more comical.
Yeah. She is played for laughs on the stage show. Yeah.
So like here, it's a bit more subdued and just a sinisterness, and it's like, no, this woman who realistically before the wizard showed up, she's just the chancellor at the school. She's a nobody. And she's managed to latch herself onto him, and she's not letting him go or his vision fail without her trying her all. Because then you see once Glinda takes over, she's, oh, Glinda. And Glinda's just like, fucking get in the cage. Yeah. So like I think it's partly to do with the writing, but I think it was just, it's also a different take on the story. And it really goes back to the original novel it's based on, with tapping into the darkness there. Because that book is fucking dark.
The book is dark. I haven't read it in a long time, but man, if you thought For Good got a little darker, bro,
you think Dr. Gilligan survived that one? Like, no, you see his bloody corpse before you even get to the end of Act 1.
Not even the stage show. It's as dark as the book. The book gets dark as hell.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed, I'm just here to watch these two talk. They've watched the movies, they've seen the plays, they've read the books. I mean, they are aficionados here. Like they know everything.
It's good. This is good casting on your part, Thomas.
Yes.
You brought the two nerds who have opposite ends of how they feel about the same content.
I just need you guys at the end of this episode to sing For Good.
I don't think anyone wants to hear them, but we would happily do that.
We'll get there. We are definitely Alpha Bug Galindo. So
it's hilarious. Okay, now the actual transition into talking about technicals. Derrick, I know you wanted to touch on some technical aspects of this film that you weren't terribly keen on. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I think just in general, right, and we kind of touched on this a little bit. It's an Act 2 problem, even on the stage show. And there are plenty of people that enjoy Act 2 more than Act 1, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. For me, I find it even just on stage, it is a little bit of a downgrade. There's not as much story or narrative to really even be sustained there. You're just kind of wrapping things up, and it starts to feel its length, and you don't have a lot of the consistently powerful and fun songs that you have in Act 1. And I say all that because all of those things really distract you from what is actually happening on screen. And when you don't have that, those things become a lot more egregious. And I think in the technical scope of For Good, I think it's really, really bad. I think it's even uglier than Wicked. And I think that so a great example is somebody like Glinda, right? She is literally pink personified. And Oz is supposed to be this vibrant, colorful, yellow, emerald, pink, green, just bursting with color. And they just wash it in whites and grays at every turn. And so Glinda never pops, ever. She's got these gorgeous pink gowns, and they all look basically the same. She's supposed to be in multiple shades of pink, from dark to light, and I honestly couldn't tell you the difference. And when I saw it, they had like the costumes displayed, and I was like, oh, that's the kind of pink it's supposed to look like when you see it in real life, because it's just washed. I could not understand for the life of me why you would wash something that is supposed to be so colorful, and it just doesn't look good. It irritates the hell out of me. I don't like that. And it's an issue that we've had, not just with Wicked. I felt the same way about Frankenstein, where Frankenstein has this gorgeous gothic horror sets that are all practical. They've made all of these beautiful things, and they just put that fucking ugly Netflix sheen over everything. And it looks awful. And it's just like, why did you make floor-to-ceiling generators if you're just going to digital overlay them so that we don't even know that they're real? And I just think that there's so many technical mistakes here in For Good, and they are much more obvious because you're not being as distracted by the story that's at hand. I think Jon, I don't want to call him a hack, but I don't think he's that good of a director. And I don't think he's lining up for the director category this year. He snuck in last year. He's not getting it this year. I think I think he makes a lot of really bad choices in For Good that are just frankly baffling. And just not, I'm sorry. I really, trust me, I went into this wanting to love it. I really, really did. I am not somebody that, like I said, I am a huge fan of the show. I love the music, and there's a lot of good things in there that I do really enjoy. But I just found this to be such a huge downgrade on even on a technical level. I just think it looks really regressive, and I think it looks really ugly, and I don't think it looks good. And I think it's edited really strangely. It's like just an absolute mess, and everyone is alone. Like, no one interacts with anybody. We just 5 years later, and everybody's just holed off into their own little thing, and it's like you're not even moving pieces around. You're keeping everybody separate. And then there's just a narrative thing that pissed me off too. And this is part of the John Bailey conversation. I promise I'll shut up. I'm sorry. I know everybody is sending me hate mail now as soon as they watch
exactly.
this. I get it. I said what I said. But even with somebody like Jonathan Bailey and Fierro's character, I actually do not like the choice. I get why you did it because it's supposed to be more cinematic, but the real heart of the story, the real driving force of the story is the women. It's the relationship. It's the friendship that they have. And while Fierro does kind of come into play, reducing their entire groundwork to we're just going to fight over a boy, get the fuck out of here. Like, why are you downgrading like such a powerful friendship and relationship between these two women? Like, there are plenty of other things that are far more important. Look, okay, again, we're talking about editing. We're talking about the way this thing is formed. Okay. Elphaba just lost her sister. She is literally staring at a house that has been purposefully dropped on her sister's head, and all they can do is fight about Fierro? Get the fuck out of here! What are we doing?
I want to see the stage play so that I can understand the frustration. I don't know what the difference is.
It's the exact same scene. It's the exact same scene.
It is, but it's
with
not
the fight
as,
and the slapping and
yeah, it's just not as relied upon. It doesn't feel as front and center. Like, yes, Fierro is a part of their story and a very integral part of the story. I get that, but the cinematic version and the choices that Jon M Chu makes reduces everything that we've seen to just being that. all the other stuff doesn't really matter. They're just two women fighting over a boy. And I don't know, to me that just feels really reductive, and I think it actually takes away from what we should really be paying attention to. That can be part of it, but making it the sole reason they're on opposite sides is just like, okay, so all right, again, we're going back to Jonathan Bailey's hot, and that's the only reason anybody exists. And it's like, okay, I guess, fuck the animals, cool.
Well, I think this movie is beautiful. It's not lying. It's just looking at things a different way.
Yes. As Thomas caresses Jonathan Bailey as the scarecrow.
Maybe I'm part of the problem.
Look, he's the only man that can say that line and not make me audibly cringe, because somebody wrote that and was like, "This is a banger," and then somebody said it out loud, and they were like, "Ooh, no, we better make sure Jonathan Bailey's the only person that says this line."
That's hilarious. Darren, do you have any further thoughts here?
Like, I disagree. I thought I'll get into the narrative a bit, because the stage show does have a second act issue. It is widely known, and you feel it to the point that the stage show does a song. There's maybe 1 minute of talking, if that, and it's fully into the next song to race to that ending, because it has to get everything in under an hour. And I think what they were able to do here with lots of the scenes that were written specifically for the movie, which will also tie into what we're getting to on those new original songs, that they were really able to flesh out the stories of Elphaba and Glinda individually, where they are, especially with Glinda, because the number of times that they share the stage in the second act together, they have the moment just after Wonderful, which Glinda isn't even part of the stage show. She rushes in with the guards and Fiyero as they run off. So they get 20 seconds there. They have their iconic fight. And then suddenly they're singing For Good. And you're like, how did we get here? You were literally just tackling her. And now we're at this moment. But I think, especially with the new song from Glinda, which we'll get into my thoughts on the song later, but what they've done to kind of flesh out these arcs to get them to where they need to be, it makes that finale of For Good hit even harder in the movie than it does in the stage show. And it is with that writing. And yes, it gets away from, there's not the fun songs to distract the people. It's trying to juggle, how do we stay true to what happens in The Wizard of Oz, but put our own spin on it, because we can't have this movie end with the Wicked Witch as the villain and she dies, because we've just spent 5 hours learning that's not the case. So it runs a very kind of tight line of respecting the source material of the stage of The Wizard of Oz and trying to champion these two female characters. And I thought it did a great job of it.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in about the narrative part, because like I said, I struggled before this movie to figure out how everything connects. And I think
you couldn't guess who was going to be the Tin Man.
I can make that guess, but even with the lion, like the lion coming back and being a little bitch.
Well, he wasn't in the stage show. That was new. They did that just to bring. Literally on the stage show, you see Bach / Tin Man drag his tail on for March of the Witch Hunters, and that's all you see of the lion, just the tail.
It's just like I had to. Narratively, I have so many. I still have problems with Wicked for Good narratively, but I had to remind myself, like, they're just adapting the stage play. A lot of the concerns I have with the narrative is probably problems with the stage play, and so I try not to hold narrative against the movie, but I could feel the like contorting happening. I could feel how hard it's working to try to align with everyone's perspective of The Wizard of Oz. And to my surprise, a lot of the dots connected. You just have to be ready to contort and like be ready to just like kind of like, you know, mold with the story, trying to mold with The Wizard of Oz. I was actively thinking, I really think they should have just, and I can't remember if we talked about this before, Derek, but I wish that they had just planned to do a new Wizard of Oz movie so that we could stop relating Wicked to the movie. But
they don't have the rights, so they can't do it.
That's why. And you know,
they did try with Oz the Great and Powerful, which is not up to snuff.
Well, I think that should be an objective. Look, these movies made money. We're leaving it on goodwill. Don't make a third Wicked. I saw some rumors about a third Wicked.
Oh,
Like,
I'm fully against that. That needs to die on the
yeah,
vine.
don't do
immediately.
that, right?
But like,
Don't-
if you
don't
want to
do
do
that at all.
something, Universal, buy Warner Brothers, remake The Wizard of Oz. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's for sale. This is your moment. This is your moment.
Absolutely. Look,
give it to a studio that's not right wing media and also
Yeah.
isn't going to put everything on streaming. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to do this, just put
Do it.
movies in theaters. I don't care what Netflix told you. They are lying.
It's lies. It's lies. They told that to
Right?
Ryan Johnson. He's trying to defend himself now online. It's not working.
yeah, I vote for that because I would like we get a new Spider-Man movie every like 3.5 years, right? Like a new Spider-Man reboot every 3.5 years. So like, can we? I think Wizard of Oz, the original, will always have its place in cinematic history. That's great. But with these new movies and this new perspective, like I think it's time to do a Wizard of Oz remake.
No, it's never time.
No,
It's never time.
It's never
It's
time.
never
All right,
time.
you see what you've done here? You actually brought both Darren and I together.
We're ready.
Against
We're good.
you.
We're ready to sing it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
Thomas will
horrible
be taking
idea.
a permanent
Absolutely
leave
not.
from the podcast
Yes,
from here on
yes.
out.
I will be hosting from now on. We're going to move into our game.
That's enough, Wicked.
That's a horrible idea. I
Horrible.
understand why you're asking for it, but no, it's a bad idea. And what I will say is, in the stage show, they actually incorporate the Wizard of Oz a little bit better by not doing it too much. And they keep most of that stuff, kind of the shadow scene that you see with Dorothy, and it's all through kind of like the shadows.
Right.
That's primarily how they do it in the stage show. You
Yeah.
don't really see her.
You don't see Dorothy because they're not allowed to actually use her. But for what you see after the house drop with her walking down the road, like you see the Glinda perspective of that scene. You just don't see Dorothy in that scene, which I think that was more of a bit of a marketing choice because
I don't like it.
I'm going to fully say this. I have friends who didn't realize that Wicked was about the Wizard of Oz character. Now, I had another friend who'd never seen the Wizard of Oz, came to Wicked Part 1 with me last year in our group of friends when I invited him and his wife going, your wife wants to see this. You can just come along. His wife had to work and we're still friends, but he's, not forgiving me for that one. I'm like, buddy, what's wrong with you? Like, so I think that was partially to one, remind people that, okay, this is Wicked, this is Wizard of Oz. If you aren't familiar with the stage show, which you'd have to be living under a rock, but so be it. But also for just the general going movie audiences, you're like, oh, house dropped. Okay, they may not be, dialed in enough as we are as lovers of the art going, oh yeah, that's the beginning of Wizard of Oz. Like people just may not be able to connect. So you need those visual cues to remind them. And I think that the fact they never showed Dorothy's face, that saved it. The second they showed her face, the jig is up. That you can show the shoes to remind you, yes, these are the ruby slippers. We can't make them rubies because we don't own that IP. That's why it's in the red case to give it, and they start burning as she starts floating. Like they're trying to do everything to remind you, but they can't actually come out and do it.
Yeah. I think I understand why you have to do it for visual cues. I don't think it works very well. I think it calls into question a lot of it undercuts a lot of how people interpret the Wizard of Oz to begin with, because the Wizard of Oz is technically not, well, yes, the Wizard of Oz is just a dream. It's just a dream in Dorothy's head. And it's a commentary on like the industrial complex and the Great Depression and all of those things that were happening at the time. And while by all means you can find all kinds of different interpretations of it, and creating the world of Oz obviously negates the dream analysis of the Wizard of Oz, but really injecting it here and like literalizing Dorothy and literalizing her in the world of Oz, I think it calls into way too many questions of, okay, so wait, so if it's not a dream and she's really here, then what is actually going on? And I think it sends people down a spiral, versus if you just do subtle nods and you just do shadows and you don't really drive that this is connected, you don't ask those questions as much. And I think it forces you to ask too many questions and there are no answers, and that just leaves a lot of open ends.
I think because this is tough. I would agree with that because when you start questioning the timelines and the relationships, I mean, there's still plot holes even with the dots they do connect. There's still plot holes. I mean, the Scarecrow not recognizing the Tin Man or not standing up to Elphaba when he knows that she's the witch, but there's something about memory and he lost his memory up until it's convenient for him not to, and then they have the ending. Like I said, the contorting that this movie has to do to form itself around Wizard of Oz, and I kind of wish that it wasn't there. I think I want this more detached from Wizard of Oz, which is not a great marketing move. I mean, even on reels and short form videos, I'm seeing a lot of Wizard of Oz like nostalgia and clips and a lot of that connection. And so like this movie relies on the nostalgia for Wizard of Oz in order to help boost interest in this story. But I think narratively I would have preferred they be a little bit more separated, because when I start seeing the plot holes, I'm like, and how, and that's why I don't want it tied to the Wizard of Oz that we know. I want Wicked to be a different thing that happens in the same, that like it's just a different branch of the multiverse, I guess, right? Like this is a different place than what the 1939 Wizard of Oz was. Because I want to enjoy these movies, Wicked and For Good, but I definitely spent so much of For Good trying to tie it to the 1939 Wizard of Oz movie, and I think it there's a few times where it does kind of get a little bit too close to, it goes from homage to direct connection, and it's like, but plot holes.
Yeah, it does. It just calls into question too many dots that frankly you just shouldn't have to connect. And moving, I think relegating a lot of that stuff to the background as much as you possibly can helps. It's not a cinematic, I get that, but it does help the story, and it keeps the story not being, it prevents the story from being messier than it needs to be.
Yeah. Let's close out this part of the conversation with the music. I want to make sure we talk about the the keynote performances, but also the new songs. And I think maybe to end on a good note, we'll start with talking about the new songs.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Because the first thing that I maybe not the first thing, but so Elphaba's No Place Like Home song is like the most forgettable thing that happens in that movie. Like you had to take.
Oh, there's another song.
Oh, maybe.
From the musical point of view, at least hers has something going on. The other one's just
I don't know, because I think like that whole scene with her and the animals and the almost literal Underground Railroad that they had going on there.
Ease up, bro. We get it. We get it.
Like that happened, and I'm like, this was not in the stage play. This is absolutely different.
But that's like pulling out of the book where they're like freaking slaughtering animals and leaving them on the floor. Like it's like this is a happy medium between the two. Right.
And so when that song happens, I was like, oh, they're referencing No Place Like Home. Is this gonna, swell and be really good? And it just didn't. It felt so lazy and lackluster. What I thought after the song played was, didn't Jesse Buckley do a better homage? Like, I kind of want to go watch Wild Rose right now because
like Glasgow.
You're right, but still, like I actually went back and listened to that soundtrack today. It's a great soundtrack. And Jessie Buckley is still as relevant as ever, so great for her. In fact, have her
win.
Yes, do it. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that, and Derek, me, I was saying for this whole last year, like they need to come up with a song, and I originally said that's better than Defying Gravity. I now know that's not going to happen, but come up with a song that can really like match that energy of For Good, or that can be like this new piece that becomes iconic, right? And they just couldn't do it with that one. I think Girl in the Bubble is a lot closer to that, and I think what I really appreciated with Girl in the Bubble was what they decided to do visually with the mirrors and the one shot kind of style of filming that scene. I appreciated the attempt at the artistry there, with filming that scene. The song is also, I mean, I think Girl in the
There's
Bubble
a
is
lot
better.
more happening with Girl in the Bubble visually, narratively. There's a lot more substance to that moment, but then the
Right.
song is just very high,
Yeah.
squeaky, and very forgettable. At least No Place Like Home. Cynthia's belting, like, thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I know.
All I can say.
Yeah, I would agree. I think neither song has any kind of sting behind them. It has no staying power.
No.
There's nothing about them that leaves you humming
Yeah.
the tune. Like, I genuinely could not even attempt
No.
to hum the melody for you. I couldn't even try. I have no recollection of what those songs even sound like at all. And I have a pretty good ear for melody, and melodies are just infectious in me. Yeah. And so I can recall a lot of them. Even if you asked me 10 seconds after I left the theater, would not be able to do it. They are so wholly forgettable, very strangely placed in the narrative. I agree that Girl in the Bubble has a lot more going on as far as like its actual emotional weight behind it. But it also doesn't do anything for Ariana Grande. It doesn't. It's kind of like what we were talking about, right? When she comes out and she's got the operatic sounds, and you're like, oh shit, like Grande can do this, and then you write a song for her that does nothing. You just let her whisper for 2.5 minutes, and you're like, what?
All I could think after, because we heard Cynthia's song, like, okay, like Ariana, like she's the front runner for Best Support Actress, like her song must go hard, and it ended, and I went, oh, congrats, Golden or something from Sinners, you just won Best Original Song. Like, I would not be surprised if Wicked isn't nominated in the category. One of them will get in because it's Wicked, but like, should it? No.
It is most certainly losing this year.
Yeah. The one category it should win.
Yeah.
This is Wicked. That's why they're like, another one. I'm like, no, we saw what these songs were like. Let's just end it. Do not tarnish this legacy of this story and these songs.
Yeah. And then your guys' takes on the new renditions of the more iconic songs from the second act.
I really liked For Good. I think it does. It's a great song, and I think those two women, anything they do together when they're on screen, sign me up. Like it's almost impossible. Like, even though I feel like Jon M Chu tries, it's almost impossible to remove the emotionality from what they're able to communicate just together, and then their vocals, their harmonies are just absolutely gorgeous. The way their voice melts together, like it's just. They are unassailable. Like, they are so good.
Yeah.
And I loved No Good Deed. I think Erivo, again, just gets the character. And that one felt the best blend of cinematics and powerful performance. That one came together the best for me.
They really, Cynthia really plays that one differently, because in the stage show, it's a very rageful song. Like, she is screeching in anger, and here it's very emotional. And it wasn't as loud and bombastic as I thought Ariana would do it, but like, I adore it. Like, oh my god.
I think there's a lot more pain.
You get the chill.
Yeah. There's so much. It's not as angry.
She is hurting because
she's hurting.
She doesn't know at that point that she's safe here. There's a moment right before For Good where she figures it out. I don't know if you two caught that, but there's a note on the piece of fabric that she gets, and you can see her reading it, and then she goes, okay, now I need to let Glinda go, which makes that seem even more devastating. I'm seeing that, I'm like, oh fuck, this is even worse than it already is in the stage. Like, I'm gonna be dead by the end of this movie.
I think those two are really good. I'm not a big fan of the rendition of Couldn't Be Happier, and that, again, Grande innocent, but
see, I this one, it's more operatic on the stage show. Of all the songs she does in the movie, I hear Ariana Grande here. I don't hear what she was doing in every other song. And so I don't know if that was her or if it was the way they decided to write it, but I'm like, it was different, and I didn't care for that, even though what she's doing for performance for the character in that song is emotional, acrobatic.
For Couldn't Be Happier? Oh yeah, I remember so I love that song and I liked her performance of it. But I definitely heard like pop star Ariana Grande in there.
Yeah.
Like when she got to those lower registers, like, oh, there it is.
Versus Krista Chenoweth, who's like breaking glass doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, where was that Ariana? I wanted that again.
Yeah. No, it's a strange choice. Because it's a really good song, and I think there's a lot behind it, right? It's this almost lamentation of, oh yeah, I have everything I want, and I'm still unsatisfied, and I'm still like, why am I so sad if I have everything that I need? And I think Ariana Grande tries to get that across as best she can. I don't think the choices that Jon M Chu makes and whatever they're doing to give her that pop star vibe, the pop star vibe is completely wrong for this song.
Totally. Guys, I want to know what your final rating is. Now that we've discussed it, I'm good. Who do I start with? Darren, let's start with you.
Well,
okay, so you want to end on a bad note? Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
I might help.
He's
I might help
making
out
someone
with
the villain, so I can be.
This is a little too perfect.
A little too perfect. Yeah. Well, considering I just saw it for a 5th time this morning, and we're recording this on Saturday of opening weekend, so it only opened officially 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Perfect across the board. Favorite movie of the year. End discussion. Thomas, what's the next subject? Toss.
Well done, Derek. Well done.
Yeah.
I love it. Derek, I almost don't want to give you a perspective. That was a little too perfect.
Listen, we already talked about it. No good deed goes unpunished. You gotta let me fly. Look, I have a lot of gripes, and I don't think this one works as well. And truthfully, the longer I've been able to sit with it, I will be honest, the less I like it. I just don't think a lot works here. However, I can't sit here and tell you I hated the movie. That's just not. I think my issues are a little bit more prominent this round than they were in Wicked, and so I think those things stand out a little bit more. But I will say that just by the sheer willpower of Grande and Erivo, who really power this thing through and make up for a lot of stuff, I still think it's fine. To me, it's just not good, but it is fine. And I would put it somewhere in between like the 6, 7 out of 10, 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. I think that's probably where it sits. So it's just pretty. I'm just really mixed on it. I think the things that really bothered me this time around. But again, the power of the performances and those 2 women, I mean, they could sell me anything, honestly, because they are just so they are just so good, and they're doing a lot of heavy lifting here. And I think eventually they do carry it across the finish line, even though I think there's a lot going against them. So
yeah. I'm gonna be a little more positive than Derek, but maybe not quite as positive as Darren. So I'll split.
No one's as positive as me.
I will split the difference here. I enjoyed the experience. I think that for a first experience with the full Wicked story, I was happy. I think that there is a lot of entertainment to be had with these Wicked movies. I think that it's an interesting world to be a part of. It's interesting to see everything kind of come together. The nods and homages to the Wizard of Oz is fun. But I've mentioned I've had my problems narratively, technically, like there's issues with it for sure. But what really sells me is the relationship between Elphaba and Glinda, and Cynthia and Ariana just perfectly nail that. I was thinking about it. This year in particular has had some really, really good movies about friendships. You think about like The Long Walk, Homebound, which I saw at TIFF, Kokuho, which should be coming out here pretty soon, here in the States, Twinless.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Twinless, your favorite.
My favorite. I still haven't rewatched it yet. I'll get around to it, but
Get on
Yeah, watching
But,
that with
like-
Thomas was fun.
right?
it.
Feeling the hate come off him. I'm like, this is okay, sure.
He's like the only person at Sundance that didn't like Twinless.
I'm pretty sure I'm still the
You
only
and
person
Matt,
in the
you and
world that
Matt were
didn't
the
like
only two
Twinless.
who didn't like it. But I was stuck watching a video like that was great. Oh.
I'm sure there are probably no 1-star ratings on Letterboxd for that movie. I'm sure everyone liked that movie. But yeah, so anyway, there's been a lot of really good movies this year about friendships. And I think that Wicked for Good ranks up there with all these movies when it comes to really crafting and taking care of telling this story about the struggles of a friendship. And that's what really sold me on it. That's what this whole finale is about. And it sticks that landing for me. And that allowed me to forgive a lot of problems that I might have had with it. So I don't know. My soul wants to give it a 4. I think I probably am landing in 3.5 territory with all my problems. Like 4.
Who's that Letterboxd score?
I know. I'm gonna pray on it. And we'll see where I land after I have some time to think a little bit more about it. Actually, what I really want to do is watch both of them back to back. I've seen Wicked. Right, I've seen Wicked recently, right? Like I said, my husband turns it on like all the time. So I've watched Wicked recently, but it's like what I think about with Dune. Dune Part 1 is not good by itself. But when you put it with Part 2, holy shit, that whole thing just comes together. And I think it's kind of the opposite here. I can do Part 1 of Wicked by itself and be fine, but I'm really interested in seeing what the difference is, because Part 2 can't exist on its own. So I'd be interested in putting those two together, having a 5-hour marathon, just watching them through, because there is this incredible story arc that goes just from one right to the other, of course, like the play does. And I think I'd want to experience the story like that. So maybe that's where the 4 is lying, is in being able to watch them both back to back. So 3.5 for now. Give me a chance to watch them in order, and it might go up to a 4. So, all right, guys, we still have a game to play. Let's get through this pretty quickly. Like the second act of Wicked, we're probably going to rush through this pretty quickly. So,
Thank goodness.
Thank
goodness. Hold on 1 second. So, we are going to do a bracket of in honor of Ariana Grande being this incredible pop star that just kind of came out of nowhere and made this movie incredible. We're going to do a bracket on pop stars in musical movies. You guys have seen the movies that we're going to talk about or put against each other, but you haven't seen this bracket yet, so you don't know which ones are going against which. And so that is going to be kind of fun. Hold on, let me just adjust this really quick. There we go. Update that.
I love that you've already put Emilia Perez as the 16th seed.
Yeah.
I love that.
I will
love
tell
it
you
so much.
I'm like, oh, poor Amelia Perez.
So there's a couple
around with some of them, but not as bad.
There's a couple things going on with this. So just to give the parameters of how this list came together. So this is these are movies that have pop stars in prominent roles, and it's not always just the leading role, but pop stars in prominent roles of films that are musicals. And I didn't include movies that had like cameo appearances. So like Barbie has a cameo appearance from Dua Lipa. That doesn't count. So there's that. And the other parameter is that the pop artists couldn't play themselves. So that removes movies, unfortunately, like Better Man, the documentary Piece by Piece, and then concert movies aren't included in here as well. And these were seeded based on Letterboxd ratings. So
interesting. Okay, all right.
That is how this list was formed.
Now I see why Emilia Perez is 16. Got it.
That checks out. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start up here. We have School of Rock, which of course stars Jack Black from Tenacious D, and Emilia Perez. Guys, do we want to take a serious vote on which one should go through?
Well, obviously Emilia Perez. I don't know why.
Right?
And I say that as someone who didn't mind Emilia Perez, but I'm like,
I didn't hate it nearly as much, but I do have regrets.
Like, I thought it was like I didn't get why it should have been nominated for everything. Like that made no sense. But like,
yeah. I was a little too generous with it. I've watched it again, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. You know what? You guys are right. I should have been not as kind, but
Right.
yeah, no, School of Rock, all the way.
Totally.
School of Rock.
I
Yeah,
would agree. So
Linklater Hangout, you got me. I'm all in.
Hold on, this is a new app. Let me figure out how to move on to the next one. 1 second, guys. Technical difficulties.
We can vamp if you want us to get.
Yeah. Y'all do some vamping.
What's the second one? Just give us the second one, and then we.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we know that.
So School of Rock will move forward.
School of Rock's moving forward.
Yeah.
The next one is kind of fun. So for the next one, we have Burlesque, which of course stars Christina Aguilera and Cher, and we have Greatest Showman, which stars Zendaya.
Okay.
Go ahead and vamp. I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, Darren, would you like to go first on these two?
Okay, I have a soft spot for Burlesque. It's kind of a messy movie, and it feels like it's over way too quick, even though it's short in the wildest of ways. And its trebled production in the West End just makes it even more hilarious, where apparently they weren't paying the actors properly and making them work over long. I'm like, of all the shows, of course it's Burlesque. Like, it checks out, but like all the issues aside of that movie, like the songs are a lot of fun, and having Cher and Christina just belt it out, I'm like, you know what? I can't hate that movie.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine, but like those two are too good.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a cult classic vibe with Burlesque. I feel like people, I mean, obviously it was panned when it came out, and I think people have kind of reclaimed
minus
it. Minus
Cher's Golden Globes nomination.
Over time. Yes.
Yeah.
So with The Greatest Showman, this one's a really complicated one for me, because the movie itself isn't good. As far as hold on, I'm gonna get there. The movie itself isn't good, and the subject matter is even worse, because it is like 100% revisionist history in the worst of ways. Like, you are literally taking a monster and trying to turn him into a good guy, and it is egregious. However, the music in The Greatest Showman is so infectious that it just almost makes up for all of it. And there are some genuinely incredible dance sequences in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Zendaya is excellent. Hugh Jackman is just having the time of his life. Having a great time.
Was back and singing, like, what?
Yeah, I love that for him so much. So while I can give some credence to Burlesque, because I think Burlesque can be a lot of fun if you watch it through the right lens. The Greatest Showman is incredibly problematic, but if I had to choose between the two of like which one I'm going to listen to more, I'm probably going to go with The Greatest Showman. That's going to be my pick.
Yeah. This is so interesting, because I don't think we could choose a better 8 and 9 seating.
Wait, who's voting for Burlesque?
Oh wait, did you not vote for? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just vamping about Burlesque. Oh no, I'm fucking Greatest Showman. Like that 4K Blu-ray came out. I just watched it on loop like 4 times in one day. Like, I fucking love that movie.
This makes my job a little bit easier, because I actually will vote for Burlesque. Burlesque slaps. That movie is campy. It is campy. It is cheesy. It is formulaic. But damn, that music is great.
I'm gonna pose a question to you, Thomas. Okay. Yes. Does Burlesque have any song that has been converted into being an ad for pharmaceuticals Wegovy? Because it has not. Therefore, The Greatest Showman is the winner.
Did both of them end up becoming stage plays?
Yes, Greatest Showman.
Because I know Greatest Showman is, and I'm pretty sure I heard about Burlesque
in March. Yeah, they're both in the UK.
Oh, this sucks. I mean, Greatest Showman's going through, but let me go ahead and throw a bone to Burlesque, because I think the set design, the choreography, the music, it has no business being that good.
As a musical, for the musical aspects, it's great. But the second you're out of that, it's what is going on in that movie.
I know.
Versus The Greatest Showman, sure, it's revisionist history, but you want P.T. Barnum to get that dream. You want it for the girl. And you're like, let's go. I don't care. I love this movie. I love this story. Let's go for it.
Yeah, Greatest Showman is funny because he absolutely slept with that singer. Like,
Oh.
I just wish that
Oh.
I just wish they were a little more forward about that. Like this
Yeah.
whole like, oh, we're gonna keep our distance and nothing is actually like happening on screen. Okay.
It's okay. We'll have these issues, and then when Michael comes out next year, we'll forget about The Greatest Showman because there will be revisionist history
Yeah, probably.
to the max.
All right, Greatest Showman's going through. That's a hard decision for me, but that's what it is. And my mouse just stopped working. What?
So what do we have? We got Pop Star
And Respect.
versus Respect.
Oh gosh, Respect.
Oh Lord.
Casting Hudson as Aretha Franklin was like the biggest, oh my gosh, talk about an Oscar movie. And then you watch the movie and you're like, what happened?
It is one of the biggest offenders of all things I hate about music biopics.
Yeah.
It just,
yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
I really like
so
music
rough.
biopics, and that one did nothing.
That
what happened? That was bad.
I'm gonna say this now, and I know we're a little early, but we're gonna rush through it. I'm gonna say this now. I think Pop Star is probably going to go pretty far because I think it might be one of the best movies on this list. That movie is so goddamn funny.
Coming, never seen it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, it does for like just pop star documentaries what Walk Hard does for music biopics. Like just completely transforms the lens with which you watch all like musical documentaries of any pop star ever made. Like if you're doing this, you're just doing pop star. Like that's how good of a satire it is. And The Lonely Island just creates some incredible music in it that is so funny. Yeah, it's great. Pop Star is so criminally underrated, and I think it might be one of the best things The Lonely Island has ever done. Pop Star is excellent. I can't believe you've never seen it. It's so good.
No. Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you, yeah.
My computer had a little bit of a seizure. I'm glad that things are still going.
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can,
yeah,
we can hear
that.
You can hear the voice of God.
Yeah, you're Oz behind the curtain. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what, Derek? Because of this ringing endorsement, I might also have to go watch Pop Star tonight because I
have you guys not watched this movie?
I have not seen this movie.
Kidding me?
And unlike Thomas, I won't be watching it tonight because I'm going to Wicked.
He's going to
Wicked under 2
yeah.
hours.
Yeah. So
Derek,
sorry,
Thomas
you got it.
I will.
Guys,
you got to be the.
I cannot believe, guys. I'm not even lying to you. It is genuinely one of the best movies out of this entire list, and that is not being hyperbolic. Like out of this entire list, it is by far and away one of the best movies on the list. It is so good. It is on Netflix. Just freaking watch it. It's so good. I don't know what you're doing with your life. It is.
Well, we don't Canadian Netflix. We don't get good things up here. We can't Thomas knows my gripes.
Yes, it is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to fight for this movie all the way through now.
Yeah, this is gonna be you. Hopefully I don't get something that I'm passionate about. Okay, and I'm back with my camera. Thank you guys. Here we go, guys. Pitch Perfect 3.
Not on Netflix.
Not on Netflix, right? Pitch Perfect 3 stars Haley Steinfeld, and we had this conversation before too. People are probably wondering why I put the sequel, because Haley Steinfeld is in fact in Pitch Perfect Part 2, but she had not released her first album yet,
which is just crazy. I didn't know that. I thought I just always assumed she was like, oh, I'm a young actress and now I want to be a pop star. I didn't realize it was after Pitch Perfect 3 that actually became a thing, which is crazy.
The deal came after the second one. It was in between.
Got it. Yeah. It was in between the movies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Landed the role, got the deal. Movie came out. Success.
She's great. She's a great pop star. I love Seinfeld, but she's a great pop star. She's really good.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep my camera off. I think my camera is just messing with things.
That's fine. You're a producer now.
Yeah. So yes. So that's why I chose Pitch Perfect 3, because she had released music by the time the third one came out. So we're putting Pitch Perfect 3 starring Haley Steinfeld up against 8 Mile starring Eminem. What's the thoughts, guys?
I learned Cups I know how to do cups.
I did too.
I can do it. I can sing it. I went to a sing-along for Pitch Perfect.
Derek, why don't we live closer together?
I know. I don't know. I feel like we would have so much fun together. We would have way too much fun together.
Yeah.
But I say all of that. Pitch Perfect 3 is almost unwatchable. Like it is just not good at all. I'm gonna give credit to 8 Mile, and that's my vote. 8 Mile has my vote. I don't care which one goes through. I'm not like diehard for it, but I think 8 Mile is the better music movie.
Like 8 Mile is just not my style of music, so we're going Pitch Perfect, even though it is the worst one by far, and I blame it for ruining the franchise.
Oh boy, yeah, I am not the biggest fan of Pitch Perfect 3 either, but I think my honorary award will probably go to Pitch Perfect 3.
We're about to be canceled, Thomas.
I know we are. Look, this is definitely a legacy award for Pitch Perfect. Okay,
Right.
like that's because I am absolutely on board with Derek. The first Pitch Perfect is great. Most of those songs that they covered in Pitch Perfect, I don't even listen to the original versions anymore.
No, I don't.
When I hear the original version, I think, oh hey, Pitch Perfect did that.
Yeah.
You know, and so then that was just how great that first movie was and how they did the mashups. And so
I will tell you this: I've actually never even heard the original of Bright Lights Big City. I've never heard that original song. I have only ever listened to the Troublemakers. That's it. That's the only. I've never listened to another version that's so good. Yeah. I should have brought it. I should have been like other Ethan. But I have a Troublemaker shirt.
Wow.
Yes. Oh yes. I have an actual Troublemakers t-shirt. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it to Sundance. I'll bring it to Sundance. I'll
I may steal it.
Oh well, you might not leave. Yeah, you might not leave.
They're just sneaking into the room at night trying to find the show.
Surprise! It's one big room this time. You won't even know.
My goodness. All right, the next matchup: Dreamgirls, which stars Beyonce, and Sparkle, which stars Whitney Houston and Jordan Sparks.
I don't like either one of these, so I'm gonna go with whatever the majority is. I guess if pressed, I'd pick Dreamgirls.
I'm Dreamgirls. It's one of my favorite musicals. I love that movie.
So this is another one where Jennifer Hudson does become a pop star, but this was her first thing she did after American Idol. So she hadn't released
after losing American Idol, she just went on and won an Oscar. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Get her own show.
And I'm telling you, it's like, yep, she's done. Yep. Say no more.
Yeah. And she did a great job in that too. But I'm a big fan of Dreamgirls. I'll just say I like that movie a lot. And maybe what I'm saying is I like the music a lot. I haven't actually watched the movie in a while. I don't remember being offended by the movie.
Yeah, I remember the movie being whatever, but
the Supremes. That's
really all it is. Yeah,
it's also
the music is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's also the older version of Destiny's Child, I guess, because I'm pretty sure they also went through similar drama.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, moving on. We're gonna put up Sing 2, which is an ensemble of a bunch of singers. Sorry, I had the list. A bunch of singers, including
it's Halsey, Tori Kelly, Pharrell's in there.
Bono
doing his weird falsetto, which is just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, please don't. How you are doing you're doing a duet with Tori Kelly, and you sound off. It is so bad.
And it's even worse because the first one was actually really good than that. I'm like, oh, people like we're doing more karaoke stuff. Like, I'm all for this. You watch it, you're like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's
bad.
It's a downgrade. It's a big time downgrade. That being said, though, some of their song choices are really inspiring.
Oh yeah,
and Halsey blew me away with her Struts rendition. Holy shit!
Yeah, and anything Darren did in that movie, great.
Yeah. So
Color Purple is also an ensemble. I put for some reason only put Fantasia Barrino, but it also has Halle Bailey. Bailey. Sorry, it has her and Sierra as well, so it's also an ensemble.
Yeah.
All right. And sorry, I cut you off.
This is really tough because I like the musical choices of Sing 2, but I think Sing 2 is a really bad movie. I don't really care for the music in Color Purple, just as it's just not a musical that's really done a whole lot for me. But I do think that The Color Purple is probably a better movie of the two. And so I genuinely don't know which one to pick here. Like, I'm actually really conflicted. Okay, you
I'm
pick.
going color purple. Like but my friends thought he's FYC screen the week before. He texted me going, Darren, I just found your favorite movie there because it is all caps musical. I'm like, oh, great, sign me up. And it was.
Yes. I think I will also go with color purple.
Okay, we can do unanimous then. I don't really have a big dog in this fight, so.
Okay, color purple. Cool. Next matchup, Hairspray, which stars Queen Latifah, and the new Kiss of the Spider Woman, which stars J-Lo. This one's tough.
It's not, but
it's not.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my streak alive and let the internet come after me because I don't think J-Lo is actually very good in this movie. And she's fine, but people trying to pretend like she's gonna win an Oscar, like y'all need to calm the fuck down.
She should be nominated for an Oscar. She's not winning, but she should be nominated.
She absolutely should not. There are way better performances in this. She's fine at best. So I'm gonna go Hairspray. That's gonna get my vote.
It's Hairspray. It's Hairspray.
Yeah.
It's Hairspray.
As much as I fucking love Kiss of the Spider Woman, I'm like, it's cruel that this pairing happened too early.
Yeah, unfortunate. I'm also going Hairspray. Hairspray moves on. Right. The next matchup, Trolls, which is another ensemble with Justin Timberlake and Gwen Stefani and a bunch of other singers, up against A Star Is Born, which stars Lady Gaga. How much conversation, how much debate do we need to have over this one?
We probably don't. This is I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the wrong choice though, because I would actually go for Trolls simply because the absolute criminality of opening your Oscar with that song of
Can't Stop the Feeling.
Can't Stop the Feeling. Opening the Oscar with that and then not even fucking nominating it.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Criminal.
Kick rocks. How dare you?
I know.
Trolls is getting my vote for that reason. Just for that. That's it. Couldn't fucking believe I'm so
and you know what? I'll give it this. I don't mind the first Trolls. It's perfectly fun.
It's fine. It's made for us too. Like,
yeah, it's great. But like, it's A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga.
No, it's fair.
We all saw that affair in real life.
Yeah, I gotta get my defense out because I couldn't. And they did it again with Barbie and Dua Lipa, where like they didn't nominate her, but then they wanted to play the orchestration in every break, and I was like, I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
Yeah.
This is funny because
it's the bottom of my hate for that one. I'm like, no, we're
camping
this movie so much, and Margot's not nominated. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
he is that movie. Come on.
Yeah.
This is funny because there's a part of me that's leaning towards Trolls.
Derek, change your vote now.
Let me talk my way through this because, like, I like A Star Is Born, but I like A Star Is Born specifically because of Lady Gaga. And I have not bothered going back to rewatch it. I've listened to Shallows like a billion times, and pretty much any other song she's on. Like, there's music in there that's really good, but do I care for it as a movie? It's not bad. I just think Trolls is probably the more entertaining of the two, and the one that I would revisit. And
you two are being canceled. I am safe.
Yeah, we're gonna give the upset. We're gonna give the upset here. I'll go Trolls.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I'm sorry. That's because I have positive feelings about A Star Is Born, but not because I care to go back and rewatch it. And so, just for that.
No one wants to rewatch that because it's just depression on steroids.
That
movie. Like I'm like, I need a good cry. Star Is Born. Let's go.
Yeah. I love that Thomas came into this bracket like and just decided to throw in a little chaos and just
that was fun.
Love it.
All right, we're on to round two. Moving through, things are going to start picking up. We have now School of Rock with Jack Black, of course, and then Greatest Showman.
This is the greatest show.
It's great. It really is.
I'll put the Greatest Showman through.
Interesting. Darren, you said
music. School of Rock is a better movie, but the music in The Greatest Showman is just way too infectious to deny it.
I'll give it an honorary vote.
All right,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
It doesn't leave empty-handed. Greatest Showman moves there.
We know what's winning here. Just
Oh,
based
boy.
on who's seen it.
Here we go. Pop
Guys,
Star and
Pop
Pitch
Star all the
Perfect
way.
3.
Once you watch it and you've moved it through, however far you guys decide to move this through, once you watch it, you'd be like, we made the right choice. I promise you, it's so good.
I'm still
Well,
voting for Pitch Perfect because, like, yeah.
You know what? So my fondness for Legacy is being overshadowed by Derek's reverence for Pop Star. So I'm gonna trust you on that one, Derek, and we're gonna move Pop Star through.
It's the right choice, probably, but
It really is.
my heart.
It really is. The music is so funny and so fun, and oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
All
so
right. Next matchup: Dream Girls and Color Purple.
Dream Girls.
Dream Girls.
Girls.
Yeah, that one's not even close.
Unanimous.
Easy.
Yeah.
I say Dream Girls as well. All right, Hairspray and Trolls.
I'm going last. You two need to make the right choice here.
Listen. Look, I feel good. I gave it its due. I gave its credit. I've said my piece. I can let it go now. Hairspray is the right choice.
Yeah.
Good.
I also will go Hairspray.
And Hairspray.
I think that this is probably where A Star Is Born would have ended anyway. So
Yeah.
So no harm, no foul.
No harm. No.
Hairspray goes through. All right. Here we go. Next round. We're on the Fantastic Four. What is it? What's the last four?
Fantastic Four. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
We have Greatest Showman up against Pop Star.
Look, I know I'm going to lose, but my vote is going to be for Pop Star.
Interesting. Darren.
Greatest Showman.
Oh, guys. I like The Greatest Showman.
You do.
I do. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to go Greatest Showman.
Hold on. Before you submit the scores, I just want to tell you. I just want to tell you.
I'm going to regret this because I'm going to go and watch this movie.
They have a song. Connor For Real is his name, by the way. Connor For Real has a pop rap song called "I'm Not Gay" that's supposed to be about gay rights. After people are already allowed to be married, and fucking Ringo Starr gets on and goes, he's talking about something that's not even an issue. Like, it's okay. Like, what is he talking? Oh my
goodness.
That happens in the movie, and it's so goddamn funny. And you know who does the song with him? Fucking Pink. How can you not move this movie through?
Gosh, this movie's really speaking to you.
It might be. Derek,
I was very targeted in my argument. I know exactly what to pull. Yes!
Oh my god. Okay.
Let's go!
Look, if I watch this movie and I'm even slightly bored.
One eye open at Sundance, Thomas.
Oh man. Here we go. Next up, Dreamgirls versus Hairspray.
This one is tough. This is legitimately a tough one. Like, all bullshit aside.
This is.
Man, I really like Hairspray just as a show overall. But I understand that Dreamgirls is man. This is tough. Does anybody have their vote that they want to?
I just don't know. I'm like splitting hairs.
Yeah, this is legitimately like as close as you get.
Because you're like Dreamgirls, you're like, okay, Beyonce, Jennifer,
right?
Eddie Murphy, Jamie Foxx, and it's Hairspray, Queen Latifah, John Travolta, Michelle fucking Pfeiffer going like,
right?
Also, I guess Zac
Walken,
Efron is making his way through this list anyway. So,
man.
This should be the final bracket.
Legitimately, it probably should.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get it started. I'm gonna go Hairspray. That's what my heart is.
Where I'm leaning to, ever so slightly.
That's tough. Yeah, this is tough. I can't decide. I'm gonna throw a vote to Dreamgirls just for things to feel a little bit balanced. But there you go. Hairspray's going through.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. All right, we're on the last matchup. Here it is. This is the final choice. Derek, you have some heavy lifting to do.
I love how far I've taken it. I feel so good about this.
Well, this is so tough because I feel like we know who's voting what.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. I don't
Okay,
mind.
here we go.
I got pop
I
star
just-
to the final. I feel really good about it.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put the votes where they need to be,
Yeah.
and who's gonna treat me best at Sundance?
Wow, we're really going there. You heard that, everyone. This critic can be bought.
Yeah, right?
Phil Twitter, come after him when
Voter fraud! Voter fraud! It's happening. He's trying to win the election.
Disney, did you hear them? I can be bought. Okay.
Stop the steal.
So I haven't seen Popstar, and so I think the correct thing for me to do is to choose Hairspray. I think Derrick, he got me to get Popstar this far, and his reverence is I lean heavily on what he thinks. I'm going to go watch this movie, and I'm probably going to regret this after I watch it. But
it's Hairspray. It's Hairspray.
I am going to put my vote to Hairspray because I've seen it, and that is what just happened.
Hairspray is very good. Hairspray is very good, and I don't feel bad. I feel very good about how far I was able to take Popstar, and it is a great comedy movie. I'm telling you, so that comparison that I gave you, right? So we've all seen Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, right?
Right.
Okay, so that is
I haven't.
No, you haven't. Okay, so
I need to, but yeah.
Basically, long story short, it's basically just a musical biopic satire.
Yeah.
But it does it so well and so perfectly that every single musical biopic that comes out is basically just doing exactly what Dewey Cox does. So that's where you get your things like Respect, Bohemian Rhapsody, all of the, whatever the Whitney Houston one was, they all fall into this exact category. And so every time you watch it, you're just like, oh, you're not even doing anything different. You're basically just Walk Hard. Yeah. Popstar does that for all music documentaries. Every musical documentary of any pop star artist you've ever seen, Popstar literally is now the new gold standard of satire for that entire genre. And that's how good it does that particular genre. It's so good and so funny. The Lonely Island, they absolutely get it. It's amazing.
I will be watching that very soon. I'm gonna probably push off some FYC screeners, but there it is. Hairspray won the bracket here. I actually would not have guessed that from the start, but I think
I wouldn't have either. Actually,
looking at that list, I'm like, that would no.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting how that worked. Cool. All right, guys, we're a little bit over time. Let's go ahead and wrap this up real quickly. I want to exit with an exit question, which is in my notes somewhere. Once I figure out what I did with my screen. The exit question is if you are swept up to Oz and you have one spell that you can use while you're in Oz, what would that spell be? What magical power would you want to have while you're in Oz?
Mm-hmm. So I can go first. I would like to have my own bubble. I would very much like to be a girl in the bubble, and in my bubble we'll have a TV and all the movies I could possibly watch. That is my dream Oz spell. Just give me a bubble and we're good. That's what I want. I am the girl in the bubble. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one.
I think so. My magical power would probably be to be able to break into song and dance at any time, anywhere.
Can't tell if that was me or you. Everybody dropped out.
Yeah, you kind of just dropped out, but you're back now.
Okay, it was me.
You thought you did your spell and went.
I did. Now I'm in my bubble now. Yeah, this is perfect. It worked out really nicely. I'm in Oz, actually. That's where I am podcasting from my bubble.
Yeah, I want song and dance. I want choreographed song and dance anywhere I go.
Nice.
That would be my life. And
you want that? I'm leveling it up. I want song, choreographed, dance, and life, but I want to be able to do it like Jonathan Bailey because, dear Lord, he's making me jealous of those damn books below his feet.
I think the right answer is any spell in Oz is just to be Jonathan Bailey. I think that's the right answer that we all missed.
True.
Yeah.
Have everyone fawning over Jonathan Bailey. I'm sure there's a version of this story where Bach is actually really just wanting to get with Jonathan Bailey.
Honestly, better story.
Right. All right, guys, you can't see me, but we're gonna bring this to a close. This has been another episode of All My Friends Are Movie Fans, a for real original series. If you're a movie fan, be one of our friends too. Connect with us at the links in the description, and tune in again next time. Derek, Darren, thank you guys for joining me. All right, we'll do this again sometime soon. And there.